Hello everyone! It has been a while. Welcome to Let's Plat, The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky FC. Yes, you did read that correctly. Let's Plat, as in Let's Platinum. What, for those who don't know, how PlayStation used to call, like, 100% of the game getting all the achievements. I have been obsessed recently with the Legend of Heroes series, or the Trails series, kind of for like about 2 years now. So I wanted to do this. Yeah, so I'm going to be 100%ing every single game in the series on Nightmare difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty in the games. I don't recommend playing on this difficulty very much, but if you want to, it's like they said, it's your funeral. Thought about reading all the lines. Then I realized that would kind of ruin some of the stuff later when the lines get voice acted. So I'm just not gonna do that. These games are also long enough, and there are enough of them, that I don't need to make it take longer by reading these lines out loud. I will be progressing the text relatively slowly throughout the series. Yeah, they are, but you raised her fun. You raised her to be fun, not to be girly. So yeah, I'm just gonna be kind of like reacting to the text on the screen. Yep. Why is my present a boy? Crazy. He does look pretty dead in that blanket. What were you doing? I can appreciate her trying to pronounce illegitimate. Yeah? Hello, boy. Maybe he just doesn't want a random child to die. Stop jumping on him. You said you thought he was dead. Yeah? The thing people call you? Oh shit, his name is Fade to Black. Unskippable anime cutscene. Yippee! This is an old game, 2004. That's why all of the anime scenes look like this. Okay. Welcome to the start of the series. Yippee! There is a fast forward button that I will be using for camera stuff and some character movement. And obviously in battles and movement later on. Haha, it's so Estelle bright in here. Haha. Joshua's playing the harmonica. There's also no point in fast forwarding any scene with a song in it, because it just makes the song like needs to end. So it just makes the scene play really quickly and the music doesn't change. Nice song. His name was Joshua. Yeah. We're just a boy and a girl. Your loyal follower, really, Estelle? The Whereabouts of Light is the song title. If you want to learn to play the harmonica, what if you just, like, practiced into it? Or, like, practiced it. Yeah. A lot of them will, actually. Dark Brooding Men? That would work pretty well. Fishing, sports, and shoes and bug collecting. So scratch that one off the list. But it's the other three. Sports, shoes, and martial arts. I guess martial arts are sports, huh? Fishing was the third one. Whatever. My brain is scrambled. She's doing both. Today we're finishing training in the guild, and we'll be bracers. Yippee! Love bracers. Only a junior bracer, at least. Yeah? You just mentioned the junior bracer test. Yeah? Okay, Estelle, whatever, man. Well, you raised her like that. Yeah. Let's go to the guild. Yeah? Rune-style scallop fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce? Oh, okay. Just messing around. Pick up a copy of Liberal News? Okay. Oh boy, if there's any extra money, we can keep it. Yay! Love money. Alrighty. So you may notice I play this game with mouse and keyboard, mostly mouse. Don't judge me. That's just how I learned how to play it, and so it's the only thing that feels natural to me. I'm not going to go into the menu to talk about anything because the game has a bunch of little tutorials happening. Anyway, this is the city of Roland. We live right next to it. That's true. But she's lazy. Alright, mini-map. You can see by this little color-coded thing. Red buildings are the Bracer Guilds. Green buildings are shops. Brown buildings are Orwell factories. You'll learn about them in a minute. The light blue, or teal, are the lodgings, which are the hotels, and the purple ones are the church buildings. It helps to be able to find where things are. Good morning, Ina. We're here for our fun little test. Upstairs we go. Yeah? Well, we're excited. Yeah, we'll be fine. It's alright. I, as the player, will remember the information. Holy shit. That was rude as hell. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Also, it's about the future. It's probably pretty difficult. That's a vague topic. Estelle, listen. Alright. Orbits are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbital energy. It's basically like the electricity of the world, using different type of quartz, which is processed septium. They use all these words, it doesn't... This information is just, like, not super important. Electricity was only invented 50 years ago. Well, magic electricity. They already had, like, gas and stuff. But that's why they have all of these things. That's how the magic system works. And when all this happened, it was known as the Orbital Revolution. Bracers are like, if the police didn't suck, but also couldn't interfere with the government. We live in Liberl, in the western half of Zemuria. It's where the Orbital Revolution really took place. And it's like how we, as a tiny country, can survive against these gigantic ones on the outskirts, which we'll deal with later. 10 years ago, there was a war with Erebonia, and because of the airships, we won. And the Queen rules, and that's why we're at peace. Alright. Oh boy, love practical stuff. Correct, Estelle. That's what a field study is. You go out into the field to learn. Okay, first we need to look up the details of the job. Talk to her. Oh boy, bracer notebooks. Very important. Write everything into your notebook. Yep. There are bulletin boards in every area. That's going to be where you find your jobs, aka your side quests. Or sometimes a main quest. We're going to search the sewers beneath Roland and bring back the contents of a chest. And for details, we talk to Charizard. Correct. You're gonna do that all the time, after almost every major story beat. Is that so? Nice typo. We're gonna go to the Orbital Factory. Yippee! This is like the most important building in the game. Hello, let's learn about orbments. Every single thing that uses, like almost every single machine is an orbment, and they do different things. Battle orbments let us use magic and buff our stats. And they're different. So there's a bunch of slots to add more magic rocks to get better spells and stronger stats. EP is just magic points, and that increases as you open up more slots. Orbital arts are magic. That's it. Normally just called arts. And different magic spells require different types of quartz and different amounts. Yep. Yep, if you want to use water, you need water element magic rocks. At a very basic level. Quartz are circuits made from sepith. That it will be very self-explanatory once we get to the quartz shop. Some slots are fixed slots, and they can only work with very specific elements. Sepith are fragments of septium, which are turned into quartz. Earth, water, fire, wind, time, space, and mirage, which I will mostly refer to as by their colors. Brown, blue, red, green, black, gold, and silver. In different places, you can also sell the magic rocks for money. Because enemies don't drop money. So it's kind of a balance between having money and having the magic that you want. Okay. Modify or trade. Don't do slot yet, just do quartz. Let's get one of each. You actually need every single type of sepith for an achievement. Or every single quartz for an achievement. And you can see how much they cost on the left side of the screen. So, you'll see Joshua says time only. So he needs action 1, which will give him the spells Clock Up and Soul Blur. It will also buff his speed by 10%. This is magic. That will obviously make you faster, as the name implies. And this is a basic time attack spell that has a 20% chance to induce Faint, which is basically like a stun. For Estelle, let's give her HP, because the game makes you use healing magic. Defense will give Stonehammer, which is just earth magic. Firebolt, just fire magic. Airstrike, just basic air magic. HP, because it's water element, will give water magic and Tear, which is a healing spell. 200 HP for an ally, and that's more than what I have right now, so it is a full heal. Yeah, if you don't do that, then she just says, put 1 for attack and 1 for healing. Yeah, so I'll show the Bracer Notebook in a little bit, because it shows you the different types of magic that exists. Yep, try to open up all your slots as fast as possible, and I'm going to make sure to do that. Anyway, now we click slot. For either one of them, you'll see on the left side that it costs a certain amount of earth, water, fire, and wind quartz. The amount that it costs also represents how much EP you will gain from doing it. Joshua is a little bit more important to get this stuff on right now, because he is faster, and therefore will have more turns, and will therefore use more magic. So for him, I'm going to give him defense. Evade is kind of the worst thing in the game because it doesn't really work super well. Agility is like your dodge stat, so going up by 1 is not a lot. Attack is also generally not going to be used because you'll see that it lowers defense. And on Nightmare difficulty, 1 or 2 points is a lot. A lot of points. Qualification test, yippee! We just talked about it, Estelle. Like, in the house. What do you mean? Okay. Stop talking, let's just go. Anyway, thank you guys. Bye-bye. Now we go into the sewers. Yay. No, there's no paper test. Do you not know what a field test is? Jesus. Estelle. How has she forgotten and then gotten excited about this stuff like 3 times? Yeah. Dumb as rocks, woman. Uh-huh. Well, we're not gonna flunk the test, so we'll be good. Okay, so we're going to go into the sewers, and we need to retrieve the contents of a chest. Very hard to get lost in there, but there are monsters. Oh no. So we got some tear balms and the monster guide. Seeing all the monsters information is not an achievement in this game, which is very nice. Okay, let's go into the sewers. So, real quick, just gonna go over the book. There's gonna be a tab for each of the areas that we go into, and they're going to have all the side quest information, or the main quest is in green. You can go into here, it'll tell you what like the stores do, what your stats do, how you get money. When you get a certain amount of bracer points, you're going to get information. It's not important right now. You'll be able to cook later on. This tells you the element chart, which I think they tell you later anyway. Every status effect, which for some reason is kind of hard to read. And what they all do. turn bonuses, which I'll explain later. Skills, which I'll explain later. Magic setup is the most important thing. With how, like, the skills work. But I'll show you that in an easier way later. This is all the quartz in the game. So you'll see later on as things get better. Not only do they have better effects, but they give you more of these points. So these are all the quartz. And that is important because magic costs more. So the basic magic is Aqua Bleed, but if I get to 5 waters, it gives me Blue Impact, which is the strongest water spell, and then Diamond Dust, which is the AoE water spell. As you can see, the amount that each element has is very much unbalanced for some reason. I don't know why they did that. Like, this is the only spell of that brand, and there are no Mirage spells. Or there's no yellow spells. I forget which one is Space and Mirage all the time. That's my bad. So yeah. So, we're going to go and explore the sewers next time. Have a good one, everybody. See you then.